Welcome into Babyface Gang. Today we are going to be predicting the only show that matters this month, which is AEW Dynasty. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. There's a lot of big matches happening in Las Vegas. I am of course talking about the Death Vegas Invitational. But no, today we're going to talk about AEW Dynasty, getting our predictions through here. I'm here once again with Mia
That's me.
and Penguin.
And that's me.
So
Sounds just like that.
yeah, so
I'm actually Penguin's evil twin brother, Puffin, who has taken over today.
oh my god.
Already with a heel turn.
And then Penguin returns, and there's a battle between the two, and one has to unmask, and
Yeah, we'll have
Hunico.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll have that at SummerSlam. No,
We'll animate all that.
no, one of them will become Festus.
True story. Festus was almost at my 14th or 15th birthday party.
Did you forget the ring bell? Is that why?
There goes Penguin saying, I was next door neighbors, Uncle Festus.
It was before he was even Festus, though. It was when he was still the freaking deacon.
Lived across the street from Carl Anderson.
No, but I did live across the street from a chop shop.
Hey, there you go.
I live across the street from like a convenience store. By across the street, I mean it's many streets away.
Basically, it's the same street. So, before we get started, how are y'all feeling about going into this one? Because I know both of you are tied in your predictions.
Wow, you suck.
It feels good to be on top, right, Mia?
Yeah.
Damn.
Drinking
Don't
the
know
biggest wine glass.
Hey! Show of hands. Who here has won every single time? Just me and Mia. Oh,
hey.
Hey. Show of hands. Who here has lost every single time?
That's it. I'm turning heel.
Aw. Our first ever second episode, and you're turning heel.
That's
Our first ever second episode.
How are y'all feeling about Dynasty?
Feel good. I mean, I think it's gonna be another great show. They rarely disappoint.
Very rarely, especially last month's show was, insane. They are up in.
Yeah, we had quite the time watching last month's.
Oh yeah.
Show. This time around, I'm curious where we're heading because we've got Double or Nothing just around the corner as well, and I feel like there's going to be some deer in ramifications coming out of this show for sure.
For sure. Let's get started. I will be fully transparent here. We are recording this on Thursday, so if any matches get added to Collision, as in like all of the pre-show and like a couple more matches,
or Pat McAfee makes a run in.
We do not know about it.
Punters don't run.
Yeah, that's fair.
They step forward like 3 feet and then.
Hey, some people consider that a run.
Yeah. I consider that a run. You're right.
Yeah. So, whatever happens on Saturday or gets announced, we will not be covering right now. But if I have the time, maybe I will put them up here. What predictions we have? Maybe. I don't know.
It's some funny music.
Yeah, with some funny music.
American males.
Anyways, let's begin with the predictions here, starting with our only pre-show match that we have as of right now, which is Alex Windsor versus Marina Shafir.
Windsor.
This is a weird one to guess, especially with the weird like gang warfare thing that happened yesterday on Dynamite. I'm gonna go with Marina, mainly because mainly it leads into another prediction that I have something on the main card. So I'm gonna go with Marina to get the win here.
Question.
Possible
main
answer.
Card. Main card match. What did the Death Riders have on the?
The only one as of right now.
Oh, nothing important.
The only one as of right now that's main card that has Death Rider involvement is Mox and Ospreay for the Continental title.
There's no one else. Okay.
As of right now, I'm sure they're going to show up in the Gauntlet match. I'm sure like Pac or like Wheeler Yuta is going to show up in the TNT Championship Gauntlet match.
And she'll win.
Yeah, I feel like Marina really needs a win.
Yeah, I think Marina needs to win more right now, so I would say Marina personally. But You know,
There's always the part of me though that's like, oh, pre-show match. I always lean towards the babyface in that situation. So,
that's fair.
Yeah.
but I feel like for what you said, Marina needs to win more. So
Mia?
I feel the same way. I think Alex Winter's been a bit on a winning streak lately, though.
She does have
But I feel like Marina needs to win more, honestly.
she has the New Japan Strong Women's Championship somehow. I don't know how, but she does.
oh, I'm being joined by one of my cats, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
Oh, what is their opinion?
And what who do you think's gonna win? All right, he said Wendy Richter, so we're gonna come back to him.
All right.
Oh my god.
Special guest referee.
Yeah, special guest referee. Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, I'm going with Marina.
all right. Next up, starting off the main card, which I'm guessing going to start the main card because it always does.
I'm willing to bet that come Saturday, possibly even Sunday afternoon, there's going to be like 3 more 0-hour matches added.
Oh, for sure.
The Rizzler's going to be there.
Yeah, the Rizzler will be there.
I'm sure like some ROH stuff's going to get on there, like
sure,
something like that. Like I said,
Dalton Castle.
Let's continue on to the main card now. Starting with the AEW Tag Team Championships, FTR defends against Cope and Cage. Mia, why don't you start us off? What do you think?
I've honestly got FTR winning.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is going to lead predictably but lovingly towards a triple threat ladder match between FTR, Cope and Christian, and the Young Bucks. And maybe Young Bucks win that ladder match.
Yeah, I definitely think we're heading towards a TLC-esque 3-way, likely a Double or Nothing. So, the question is, how do you get there? Is it because FTR lose the titles, and so in trying to get them back, they end up in that match? Or do Cope and Christian have to go through that match in order to get a second shot? I feel like I can feel
it going either way, really.
Right. I guess what I'm wondering is, do they? I think that FTR wins tonight to set up a Cope and Christian victory come Double or Nothing.
Glad we are all 100% on the same page here. I also have FTR winning.
Oh, wow.
Mainly,
great.
Mainly because of what you all said about the TLC thing. I would rather them let FTR go into it with the titles than Cope and Cage personally. I don't know. It makes a lot more sense for FTR to retain here, probably through like a bunch of chicanery, a lot of like Stokely like interference, that sort of thing. I don't know. I think it'll be overwhelming kind of odds there. Plus, Cope and Cage have only just come back, and this is their first match, so I think they can have the thing of they're a bit like rusty. They haven't been back in a long time, so FTR is more fresh, that sort of thing.
All right,
but Stokely on the outside.
Yeah.
Do a counter argument to that argument. Do you have Will Ospreay beating Moxley?
We'll talk about that.
Uh-huh.
we will talk about that. Moving on. A match that got announced on Wednesday: Casino Gauntlet for the vacant AEW TNT Championship. So I am prepared for Mia to give the same response as last time with the 21-man blackjack battle royal.
What? How'd you know?
So, there have been 2 people that have been formally announced for this match. Tommaso Ciampa won his match Wednesday, and then the other person at number 2 is Roosh. So we only know 2 names, Ciampa and Roosh, who are in this. Who have y'all got? Because I have my guess, but
I am actually going to pick someone that we do know.
Oh.
And that is Ciampa. I think the belt's going back to Ciampa.
I'm on this exact same boat, actually. I know it was gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a bit for me to just say, I'll just take one of the people who's not known. But I really want Ciampa to win his belt back, so I want to do Ciampa as my prediction as well.
In a historic thing, 3 matches in a row, we are all 100% on the same page here. I am going with Ciampa.
Well, that's the beauty of it. If we all just work together and pick the same things, then we all win.
Yeah, until later in the
Yeah,
card,
and
where
since me and Mia are ahead, we can make sure that we always win and Retro always loses.
Yeah.
Until later in the card where I decide to pull my heel turn.
No, that's
No,
not allowed.
no, but seriously, I think Ciampa got a bit of a raw deal when he first won the TNT title. I think he should have a big run now with the TNT title. Let him get his Sylvie back and let him have a freaking run with it. Like this is a great time for Ciampa. I think it's sad that Kyle Fletcher got injured to let him have this opportunity, and I think when Kyle comes back, I honestly don't think he's going to come back for the TNT title. I think he's going to go straight into the world title picture. So
that was my thought, and why they should just go back to Ciampa.
Yeah,
because I don't think Kyle Fletcher. I think Kyle Fletcher's going to move on.
Yeah. Like, because they said it was going to be a few months for when Kyle Fletcher gets back, which all the best to his recovery.
He should be back by Allin. That's the hope.
Okay.
According to Tony Khan today. He said in a media scrum today.
Okay. But yeah, I think Ciampa should have the title back. And I think this Gauntlet match would be perfect for him to win it back and then have a bunch of just great TV matches.
Yeah.
Still 100%.
Hey.
Let's move on to another match here. Just announced Wednesday. Chris Jericho takes on Ricochet in Chris Jericho's return match.
And Ricochet made the list.
Yeah, he made the list. That's crazy.
I have a feeling we're all gonna go together on this one too.
Yeah, dude, that's why I kept it going. I think you give Jericho the win here.
Oh yeah, I mean it's but yeah, well,
I think there's an
no, I'm picking Ricochet.
Wow, okay.
Really?
Okay.
I could see especially Jericho's not dumb, right? I could definitely see from his perspective gaining more by losing here from a goodwill political sense, if that makes any sense.
It does. I can pick up
Jericho,
what you're putting down.
Jericho doesn't lose anything by losing. He's a legend. It would, especially if Ricochet wins in a really underhanded, smarmy, slimy way. I don't know. I'll be the outlier here, and I'm gonna actually pick Ricochet. I would not be surprised if Jericho wins the match. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna make the dark horse pick here and say Ricochet.
Fair.
That's very fair. Yeah.
Ricochet's gonna beat Chris Jericho just like he was gonna beat Leon Slater before TNA.
Oh my god!
Don't that match.
Yeah. Let's. I'm not gonna get into that, but
fuck the Fed. Don't edit that out.
I picked the wrong time to take a sip of something.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I do see where you're coming from. I think Ricochet would benefit a lot from a win here, especially if they want to put him back into the national title picture, or like just do some more stuff with him, or make this Jericho Ricochet thing a longer feud even. But
yeah, totally.
I think that Jericho would have more, like, I think his return would, like, his return back to the company would be better if he won here, I think. Or like I don't think it's going to be a squash or anything like that. I don't think they're going to have like, it's going to be 5 minutes and Ricochet gets nothing in. I think it's going to be
What is this, the Fed?
Exactly. But I think Jericho's going to let him get a lot in. Like, I think this is going to be a very big showcase match again for Ricochet.
Well, it's going to be a way for Jericho to prove he can keep up as well.
Oh yeah.
If you can keep up with Ricochet, you can keep up with anyone.
I think it would be great for Jericho to have this like run against the quote unquote newer guys, like basically every guy they signed after he kind of took his hiatus for a year. So like, I honestly my fantasy booking for this is like, he goes through like Ricochet, and then Double or Nothing goes against Speedball, then goes against like Kevin Knight. Like he goes through all of these guys and like has really good competitive matches with them, kind of going like back and forth. Have some of the younger guys win, like have him question like, oh yeah, am I able to catch up to these guys?
That's not a bad idea.
Not bad at all. But
I'm not changing my idea though, or my pick though.
No, yeah, same here. But like, I just that's what I think that should happen. But yeah, I think Jericho wins it here. Next up, Andrade El Idolo versus Darby Allin. And if Darby Allin wins, he will get the next shot at the AEW World Championship.
What does Andrade get if he wins?
A grilled cheese.
A pack of Skittles.
I don't know.
A laurel and a hearty handshake.
A 12-pack of I Drink.
Hell yeah. 12-pack of Woo Energy.
I feel like the stipulation on this has given away the result. I'm picking Darby Allin here.
Same. Think we're gonna pick another black horse?
No, I'm gonna pick Darby because I think it's gonna continue Andrade's disillusionment with the Don Callis family.
I am glad again we are on the same page there. I do think that this I think Darby will win. Like, he's won a lot of matches recently, like by the skin of his teeth, just like rolling them up, like small package, that sort of thing. And I think that's the case. That's going to be the case here. And like, I don't know, Callis gets very upset with Andrade, and like just continues this continuous downfall of the Don Callis family. Plus,
You see him berating Andrade? He doesn't do that too much for Konosuke. He beats the shit out of Okada every week.
Yeah, but again, we'll get to it. But I don't think it's gonna be this event or anything. I think here in the next few pay-per-views, I might even say Double or Nothing, there will be like kind of a House of Cards crumbling moment for the Don Callis family. Plus, I would be so happy to see Darby Allin finally get another, at least championship shot. I really want him to win.
Yeah.
So badly. Like, Darby Allin's been my guy since I started watching AEW. I don't know. I think he should be the face of the company. I think Darby deserves the chance, and I think this serves both ways, and have Andrade have more, like, have them have some more doubt in Don Callis and how he conducts business.
And I think it's not going to be a case of, oh, Darby just beat Andrade. I think it's going to be a case of it being a back and forth match, perhaps. You know, who's going to win, and then here comes Don Callis with the screwdriver, or something that ends up backfiring to cost Andrade the match, and like you said, kind of plant the seeds for that dissension there that's been growing.
That's fair. Speaking of dissension here, tag team match that got added Wednesday, the Young Bucks versus, again, the Don Callis family of Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. This is an interesting match, mostly because they fully admitted on TV Wednesday what the match was supposed to be. According to Don Callis on TV, this was supposed to be Young Bucks versus Proto Okada. But the interesting ripple now is Okada and Takeshita are teaming up. Can they coexist? Like, that sort of thing. And the stipulation that Callis said is, you two get together and get this match done, and then you will have a international title match, Okada versus Takeshita, at Double or Nothing. That's
all I gotta do to get that is to coexist, apparently.
Yeah, he didn't even say you have to win, which leads into
Just
my prediction.
Coexist.
Which leads to my prediction of, I think the Bucks are winning it.
Yeah, well, it's like we talked about with where we're heading in a Double or Nothing, that we're heading towards some sort of ladder match.
Yeah.
Probably it would not make much logical sense for the Bucks to lose here and then be inserted into a tag title match.
The thing you said earlier, Penguin, concerning the Andrade and Darby match, where you said, oh, there's going to be a finish with like the screwdriver or something going wrong. I think that's more so going to be saved for this match, because I think Okada and Callis are going to be like, oh, we gotta use screwdriver, we gotta cheat, we gotta do something, and Takeshita stops them. That's what I think.
I was thinking that they were just going to have just bickering between the two of them end up costing them, or something along those lines.
For all I know, this match could end with Okada hitting Takeshita with a Rainmaker, and then Takeshita hitting him with a Raging Fire, and they both just like lay there.
Yeah.
And the Bucks just like...
And Bucks just go crawl over and pin them.
Yeah, they just look around. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, like...
That would actually be a great... That'd be a great TV... That'd actually be a great TV mid-card.
Oh yeah,
finish. Actually,
that'd be
I wouldn't
great.
do that for a Okada Takeshita feud, but I would definitely do that for a different feud.
Yeah, I would not do that here or on pay-per-view for that matter, but I just think that'd be a funnier way of going about it, but I think more so it'd be Okada wants to cheat, Takeshita says no. I don't know, hits him, unintentionally hits him with a Rainmaker.
Yeah, perhaps it's like that where Okada is the one that's trying to cheat and Takeshita's like, bruh.
Is that what he's like?
Takeshita's like,
Takeshita's exactly like, he just, bruh.
But yeah, I have the Young Bucks winning this.
Same. Because it's the same reasoning that I have, because we're going to that ladder match.
Watch that
it's going to be a banger.
Well,
if it don't happen, what do we have egg on our face?
So
that was the signal I was getting. I guess I got misinterpreted.
Yeah, must have been.
Wires got crossed.
I misread the tea leaves.
All right, let's move on. For the AEW Continental Championship, Jon Moxley defends against Will Ospreay.
Moxley.
Penguin, who you got?
Oh, shit.
Damn.
I was like, well, at least I can think about this for a second. Because it's well, I guess it's not Ospreay's first match, but it's his first pay-per-view match back from his injury.
I brought in the sorry to interrupt, but in the continuation of AEW Continental Championship rules making sometimes no sense, I brought this up with Mia the other night, and I need your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
So the AEW Continental rules is like, oh, no one can interfere with the threat of being fired. Like that's the rules, like how it says. That's why no one interferes. Cool. Wednesday happens. Will's called back up. He has United Empire. He has Hanare. He has Callum Newman. He has Francesco Akira. All these guys. They're not signed to AEW. What is stopping them from interfering?
Well, in this case, I presume it's because they're the faces in this situation.
I guess, yeah, that's fair.
So, yeah, that's
I brought that up with Mia.
That's the only thing That's the only thing I can figure there.
I brought that up with Mia the other night. I'm like, do they blame that on Will? Like, they can do the biggest heel turn ever by having Callum Newman just show up and just cost Will the match and have him fired. Or something.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we're going. Because guess who watched New Year's Dash last night?
Holy.
That's an interesting idea, though, that they actually
do something with that.
Do something with that. That's interesting.
I don't know.
Because I feel like that is usually I'm against such a thing because of keeping those stipulations strong. But they're not signed to the company.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually kind of the perfect people to do such a thing.
That's my weird take on this match, but
man, you maybe convinced me because my thought process on this was that I don't know if Ospreay should lose this match, but at the same time, I don't think he needs the Continental title right now either, and I don't think that's where we're going.
I don't know. That was just a weird thing I was noticing about it, being like, okay, well, what's going on? Because obviously, no matter what happens here, this is not the end of this feud. I don't think that either Moxley or Ospreay winning does not end this, and I think this is heading into Forbidden Door, even that far out, where we have a United Empire versus Death Riders match.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe
that.
Maybe even a Blood and Guts.
I was thinking Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing.
Oh yeah, you're right.
With that coming up pretty soon.
That's fair.
I feel like Ospreay is on a collision course with whoever the AEW World Champion is come All In.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think he's going to be hanging around the Continental title picture. So ultimately, I think, well, that's true because they're not against.
Could always unify.
That's not the title to unify though. The Continental title's fine.
Yeah, the Continental one's you're fine.
That one's fine. It actually has a purpose because it has different match rules and it's got the yearly tournament. That one's fine. It's the get rid of I guess the international at this point.
Turn the international.
Just got rid of the.
Turn the international.
He
title
just got run in the national title, but.
Turn the international title into the King of Pro Wrestling or whatever the hell it was called in New Japan. Just
turn into the
TV
hard
title.
pin Turn to the hard 10 title.
There's a lot.
Mia, who do you think's winning?
Yeah, Mia, who you got?
Moxley.
Okay.
Who did you guys say you had?
I haven't actually said yet.
Oh,
I said Moxley. I think especially because they've been playing up Ospreay's neck and the damage that the Death Rider's been doing to him. So I'm going with Moxley.
It's a shame that Moxley's finisher targets the neck.
It's also a shame that I'm not 100% on the same page. I'm going Ospreay.
What? You don't see Callum Newman got them the match?
Lobster head.
Well, I don't think. well, I don't think it's gonna be the him costing it, that sort of thing. I think this is time for Ospreay to have that title. I think he should go into, because I agree with you, Penguin. I think that he's on a collision course with the AEW World Champion, whoever that is, and I'll get into my prediction here in a second. But I think he goes into it with the title. Like, I don't think you unify the title, but I think you make it title versus title. Make it under the AEW like World Championship rules, or do a combination where it's like, oh, it's a whatever time limit or no time limit, but there's no one that can interfere.
Alternatively, I see when Moxley wins that belt, or when Moxley loses that belt, rather, that's when I see the Death Riders turning on him and like kicking him out. So, do you think the turn would happen here?
No, with how the United Empire just came into this and it's basically leading to a Death Riders match, I don't think it's going to happen here. With whatever blow off match happens between like the United Empire and Death Riders, that's when we're going to get the turn. I think that's when like United Empire get the win, like maybe even Moxley like taps out during like a blood and guts or something, and they realize, oh, he's weak, like let's get him out of here.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I think personally. Like, I think you can still have Ospreay win the title here and not have this whole Death Rider thing be done. Because again, if the Ospreay and Death Riders thing is still going after Allin, where he goes for the world title, again, that could also be another way for Ospreay to be like, hey, I don't have the Death Riders on my back anymore during this world title match because I have the Continental Championship and they can't interfere. I think him having the Continental title and having that rule set kind of helps him out a lot more. I think it builds to a more interesting world title match. Or it could be completely wrong and Moxley just wins it and Ospreay just decides, hey, whatever, man. Hey, whoever's world champion, I'm fighting you.
I think Ospreay has kind of implied that he doesn't necessarily care about the Continental Championship outside of the fact that Moxley has it and he wants to hurt Mox by taking it away.
Beat the hell out of Moxley.
I mean, what's for a pay-per-view match? They have a 60-minute time limit.
I think so.
Yeah, I don't see that match going 60 minutes.
No.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask if they had a 20-minute time limit.
It's weird on pay-per-views because last month they had to do the Moxley Takeshita thing of, oh, there's no time limit. But like,
well, they did that specifically because of the
TV thing, yeah.
The draw on TV, yeah.
But I'm still gonna stick with mine. I think Ospreay's winning it.
Okay.
I'm pulling away from the crowd.
It sucks to be wrong, but
okay. I will wear my 0 with pride. Next up.
I mean, honestly, you could be right, and I'd be okay with either person winning.
Honestly, yeah. Next up, singles match. AEW Women's World Championship. Thekla defends against Jamie Hayter. This, I gonna be fully honest with you, there's not much of a build here. I don't.
Yeah, I think all of the top of the cards plans were thrown out of whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this one, the most tenuous thing that's like, or the most like build that's here is like, oh, Jamie got attacked by Thekla, so Jamie took time off. Okay. I have not much else to say. I think Tekla's gonna win it and retain.
Same. Yeah, I see Thekla having a long run with the title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
I do think it's gonna be a good match, personally. Like, I
don't see it being bad. No,
I'll be perfectly honest here. Thekla's been really impressive on this, even on this short bit of a run. Like her matches are really good.
Yeah, I see it being a good match.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Hayter can deliver too, so it'll be fun.
Do you think there's any spooky shenanigans from the Rhombus of Madness?
I'm sure they'll do like a spider walk thing, and then ooky spooky spiders crawl across the screen at some point.
Sorry, Penguin. I missaid it was the Rhombus of Insanity. My bad.
Maybe they'll do an overhead shot and they'll project spiders onto the ring apron.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, my bad. My fault.
No. Yeah. So all of us say Thekla. Finally, the one we're probably going to discuss. We're going to discuss main event: the Devil versus the God. MJF defends the AEW World Championship against Kenny Omega. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, let's get the obvious out of the way. This is going to be a banger match. No matter what. The hype for this match specifically is off the charts for me. What do y'all think? Because I'm gonna wait on mine for a sec.
We saw this match up once before on
a Collision.
That was MJF was basically one day away from breaking Kenny Omega's title reign record. So Kenny was the guy that he had to defeat. So it was TV match, great match, but definitely was a feeling of this is a taste, right? Like this is just a preview of what's coming, especially because it was a very, very unusual matchup for MJF because he was actually working as a face during that time. So
weird how
face MJF versus face Kenny Omega on TV, not quite the dynamic, I think, when thinking about what this matchup could be. So very excited to see them on pay-per-view in their roles of the devil and the god of professional wrestling. A lot of our predictions are very future facing, which I guess makes sense for predictions.
This is a very future facing show, in my opinion. Like a lot of the things here will be set up for like the months to come. I think that's the weird thing about Dynasty this year is like so many of these matches do feel like another step in the storyline, which is not a bad thing. It just feels interesting that Dynasty's being used for it. In my opinion.
That's where I'm kind of going back and forth because it does not feel like it's time for MJF's reign to be over yet. I don't think we've hit that point yet. At the same time, talking about where we're going, an Ospreay versus Omega match for the title at Allin.
My God.
would be off the charts. At the same time, though, I could see the Ospreay versus MJF for the world title because that's a much more natural babyface versus heel dynamic. But wasn't that the match 2 All-Ins ago?
Yes, that was for the
international title. So I feel like maybe you don't want to go to that well again, even if it is for a different title. But man, I just don't.
They've been making a whole storyline about kind of Kenny's injuries, like what you said with Ospreay and Moxley. It's interesting how both of like kind of the most talked about or hyped up matches on this card involve like injury plot lines, where MJF is basically telling Kenny, "Oh, your stomach is like 2 elbow drops away from exploding or something like that." Like it's
ticking time bomb over here.
Yeah. There's just there's a lot of ways you could go about this. This is the one I've been going back and forth in my brain over and over with. Because you could have Kenny win here and I would not be a problem, or you could have MJF win and I could not have an issue whatsoever with it.
I had a thought because what if, hear me out, MJF wins via however MJF likes to win.
Balls to the face or something.
Litany of ways.
Dynamite ring right to the balls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It leads to a rematch at Double or Nothing.
And
it truly is Double or Nothing because if if Kenny Omega loses, then he's retired.
What?
You want to make it a retirement match?
Holy!
Kenny wins
You
title there.
Oh, you want like a you want like a Danielson Swerve situation?
Yes.
Like All In. I
thought you were just gonna make it to where Kenny couldn't challenge for the title anymore. I was like, is this gonna be his gimmick now?
Yeah, MJF is
Gunther Light.
Yeah,
I think MJF would even represent like, oh no, you're not just gonna not ever challenge for this again. You're never going to wrestle again. That's the one thing that keeps you going is wrestling. I'm gonna kill the god of professional wrestling.
See, I would be like all for that. The only thing that breaks that is if our predictions do go as planned or whatever. We all said the Darby won, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They strictly said that Darby gets the match at Double or Nothing. So
they specifically said Double or Nothing. Okay.
Yeah. I would honestly be all right with making that a triple threat. MJF, Kenny, and Darby.
Yeah.
I would not mind that.
It sucks for Darby though.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it does suck for Darby, but like he said he's willing to go through either guy. So like,
how about both?
Yeah, how about both?
I mean, honestly, the way they've kind of set up with him and the two of them, it would make sense to have a three-way match at
honestly
Double or Nothing.
Honestly, with the way they've been building it, with all the guys that were trying to go after him to begin with, I would have done the nuclear move and have a Armageddon like Hell in a Cell match. have like MJF, Kenny, Darby, Brody, Swerve, like have all those guys in a Hell in a Cell. Like
there's some alternate universe where it's like a singles blood and guts match.
Yeah, like
for the title, and everyone's just beating the crap out of each other. That'd be actually really amazing.
About to have World Games 2000 up in this.
Jeez. All the War Games.
War Games 2000, Russo, Tony Khan's Revenge.
Blood and Guts 2000, Tony Khan's Revenge.
Oh my god! I guess I am going first here. I'm going with MJF. I think MJF's gonna retain.
I'm in the same boat.
Okay, I'm also in the same.
All right, yeah. I don't think. Again, I'm with you. I don't think this would be the full end of this rivalry. I would not be upset with them turning the Double or Nothing thing into a three-way. Maybe even have Max win that one and then face Ospreay for the title. But again, if it's any combination of the three of MJF, Kenny, or Darby facing Ospreay at All In would be like so perfect in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking MJF would win because he has a lot of history with Darby. So even if they just do a singles match between the two of them, I mean, you got two pillars, as I say, of AEW fighting each other right there.
Have Darby and Kenny ever had a singles match against each other?
Allow me to check. The only match they have had was was last year's Forbidden Door Lights Out Steel Cage match.
Well, that was them on a team together, right?
Yeah, that was Darby, Golden Lovers, Tanahashi, and Ospreay versus Claudio, Moxley, Gabe Kidd, and the Bucks.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, remember
that's I've never so one-on-one, let alone any sort of match against one another.
No, yeah, it never happened. That's interesting.
Something to think about.
Yeah, certainly something to think about.
Something to think about, indeed. And I'm going to think about it and stick with my pick.
Yeah. So those are our predictions. Any final thoughts, y'all, about?
I have a final question.
Yeah. What's the question?
Did we deviate hardly anywhere except for your really bad pick earlier?
Hey, hey.
I actually think it might be a predictable card, but that's not like a bad thing.
That's the thing is, yeah, I think it's a bit. It feels predictable, but like even the AEW shows that feel predictable are never predictable, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'll say this: I feel like this past year, there's been a lot of times where I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna do this," and then they've not done. You know, they've
like
made some unpredictable choices
like
this past year.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong. I think I could easily flip on like FTR may lose and Kobuke should go have a world title run. Like Mox could defend there. Like even like a crazy return or debut could happen in the TNT Gauntlet match.
A lot of these, I think what it is that the direction is predictable, where we're heading is predictable, but there's actually a lot of ways to get there, and that's where it gets a little less predictable.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I guarantee like a bunch of these matches. Even I will preemptively say I think even the additional matches that they will add will be really like interesting. Like maybe even like match of the night caliber matches that we just don't know about them yet.
Yeah.
Sure.
Any final thoughts, final comments?
This pay-per-view is gonna slap.
Oh yeah. All right. And I think that's it. That's it for our AEW Dynasty 2026 predictions.
Hope you enjoyed and come back after and see how wrong we were.
Yep.
And we'll gloat either way.
Or how right we were, and how awesome we were, and how handsome and muscular we were the whole time.
And how I am still in the lead for predictions and Retro still in dead last.
Yeah.
I can't believe this.